Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
The opportunity. They see Matama, they're gonna roll in. Rupture coming through. Punch up in the air. Alex Gale comes out and now they recommit. They put
Dire's top tower is under attack. Your shaman has fallen into the Radiant.
Get better. Need to back up with the chain frost bouncing almost perfectly under mind control, dropping him low. A Venom for a toss that the train thus far, but now GH gets more. Pump drop. TDC with the TP out. He needs to get up quickly. Liquid, grab a third. LFY all in on the fight. All in on the round. The way they've itemized, the way they're playing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Goes relatively, but an overall big loss for them. The Roche about to be picked up. A crucial checkbox being ticked off for Liquid.
I think Alay definitely was looking for kind of a random kickoff, and then they just want to slow down the Roche shot. They really couldn't actually stop the Roche shot.
Gonna make a move here on Monet. Deep.
They got a TP out right now.
Tries to get the auto text up, pushes his way in under mind control, but now Miracle, he responds, coming in with He's got the Aegis, he will stay alive. Armlet could be toggled here, perhaps. Gotta time it right. Backs out, LFY now, a full-on retreat from them. They lose their Terrorblade, they lose their puck. Well, they get a profit out of it, but they still have not claimed a tower.
Or the life of Alchemist. This Alchemist is just way too big. Mantis out now. Online, I just don't think their lineup could actually deal with Illusion at this point, right? Who could actually kill them Illusions? Puck, maybe? That's it?
And now Mansa style completed.
Yeah.
The split push ramps up. And like you said, LFY just not that good at contesting the Illusions. They don't have a natural Hex. They don't have a Pugna with an Aghanims, you know, anything to instantly kill them. They don't even really have that much mobility to hunt the Illusions, like, globally around the map. So Liquid continue to get their plan together. The Sprout getting dropped. The Fissure comes with the Acid Spring down. And Flames in all kinds of trouble. Liquid quench the fire. And they will take the tower now as well. Tier 2 dropping one step closer to that Game 3. It's still a long road, but they're getting there. Slowly but surely, GH, the commitment forward. He brings in the Fissure. He's got the Echo. He's going to use it. No, the Sunder comes out. He retreats, he resets. He lets Miracle do the heavy lifting, and that is enough to get the kill. Apu with an uppercut to Sprout out, almost saving him. But in the end, will go down. Liquid, a 3-for-1 exchange for them. Cores are melting. LFI are not farming. They're not split pushing. They haven't gone greedy. They're fighting and they're losing the fights. Liquid, tier 2, dropping here now. They are so far ahead. 16,000 gold, almost closing in on that 1,000 gold per minute advantage being accrued.
And part of the reason why they're so ahead is they're also defending every single tower. Mind control, porting around the map, making sure they don't lose tier 1. Crystal Bay that you saw earlier, defending tower. And yeah, sure, we see the Sunder being pulled off here, but it doesn't matter. They just overwhelm the Sunder. GH does end up going down, but right now it's Alpha losing the war.
That is certainly the case. Liquid already the out off to an 18,000 net worth accrued. So much for shutting the out down early. You know, LFY maybe thought they could do it. They went for this Bloodseeker pick, looking for strong lanes with the Lich, but Liquid outmaneuvered them. LFY were unable to respond, and now they play inside a huge hole, trying to crawl their way out, but the walls of that hole are slippery as GH only pokes his head out. Finally, maybe LFY can get something. No, GH! He's too quick! Just blinks away, zips out of there, and they're pushing top. So even if LFY get this tier 1, they're likely giving up a tier 2. It's about to drop. Mind control. Last hit claimed. The trade is there, but it's not the dream scenario for LFY, not by any means.
Well, let's begin and test how good is the LFY high ground.
Can they defend? They have that Blood Rite spam, but it's not the late game threat where, you know, you've got the talent for the reduced cooldown, and meanwhile, they're losing Super. Bloodseeker trapped out, he tries to run away, but the outstun, pounding him, locks him in position, slice, dice, see ya! Super is dead, and meanwhile also TPing out is the Tuz. Mind control, no way to cancel it. This Bloodseeker just doesn't feel like a hero. Earthshaker has done way more and even has the net worth to show it.
Yeah. Also, I don't think...
And we're comparing a support to a core there.
I don't think Alpha can recover either, because, you know, you can just put the Alchemist in the front, he sieges with a ton of items.
Carry-nya,
I don't think Alpha has enough damage to
report.
kill Miracle. Alpha has to find a way, but it's going to be tough. Monet's going to get caught out.
More coming. Meanwhile, Alpha also streaming in with the Echo. You're a goddamn
Betul kalah. Kalau kalah.
forcing Alpha back. Now they can maul that Terrorblade. Bring him down as well.
Kurir apa tuh begini?
Another clean win
Prepare
for
for
them. They
battle.
lose
Kurir
nothing, and they go straight into the base.
Miracle hitting building at this point. They got the Prophet teleporting in. They do not care about this Blood Ride. Rupture is going to get spent, but I don't think he cares. They push him around. Okay, tower focusing on Blood Control.
The juggling, the team control, the tower isn't enough Blood Ride. It might finish him.
Right.
He's buying back Lumi. If he needs to, he'll come back in, and he might not be even required. As Liquid, looking for the melee, are about to grab it. LFY, how do they fight? They have a coil. They might want to engage now. There is no Aegis, but
They find the puck.
It's GH again! How does he keep on doing it?
Oh, the puck somehow still alive. Will tap the Shrine. Miracle has already claimed the top lane of Rax. No need to go, go crazy here. Just reset, wait for your Prophet come back, and go again.
30 seconds to battle.
Go, go,
You
go,
know, I
Solo.
was gonna say after game one, like they figured out the Keeper of the Light. You know, they give it away and then they still deal with it. But now GH showing, I don't have to play Keeper, I don't have to play IO, I've got a Shaker in my back pocket. It was actually the hero that he won the most games with out of all of his supports coming in. And
Go mid lah, go mid lah.
I think it's very dangerous to assume that Team Liquid can only play one style or one set of heroes. We see Blue Mother coming out,
The battle
coming out, the
begins.
Alchemist coming out. There's still a lot of cheese left to be discussed. And I definitely don't think this is cheese. I think the fact that they laned the Venom early on versus the Bloodseeker was the reason why that LFY is so
LFY, every time they have gone for this deep rotation, it has backfired. The trap has been sprung. They keep on attempting these hunting maneuvers, but the three amps are there. If the smokes aren't up, LFY even harder to pull these ganks off, and even fewer targets that are killable. Like maybe you go for the Veno, but very likely he's going to get up to Poison Nova. He's tanking up. The Shaker is always a threat to completely shut down your initiation. And of course, the Prophet, the Alk are getting too tanky to burst. So Liquid have more and more ways to punish. They still have those towers up with the shrines to give them a quick, ready response option. They give up nothing freely. Now a 24,000 gold lead. They're almost at that iconic 1,000 gold advantage mark. Now hitting 25k advantage at 25 minutes. I mean, the numbers are bad, Lumi. They're real bad for LFY. And this is bad too. They're gonna lose in flame bottom.
Displaying that organ,
Very fine.
with the Shadow Blade, nothing much that Puck could have done. I do want to mention your suggestion earlier of the Midas on
With vim and vigor.
Miracle going for it when he had a tough time in the last game, and honestly, might have been the item choice this game. I was worried that the Midas might not have paid off in time, but he really needs to hit level 25 for them to actually have a chance. The Blood Ride cooldown is probably going to be the best way to defend their buildings, but he's gone for the Radiance, and honestly, I'm not sure how much it'll do.
Yeah, can they farm their way back into this game? They're down 27,000 gold to an Alchemist and NP with no outer structures up. They still have the Radiance. They didn't go for any other farming tools to try and accelerate that. I mean, that is hopeful.
Good, yeah.
If you're an LFY fan.
They could go for the Roshan
With
whenever
vim and
Liquid wants.
vigor.
Although they're just too busy farming the whole map. There goes with the BOTs, taking every boundary. Shrines have been down for LFY. The map
Liquid, 2 lanes to go. Perhaps just wait for the next growth.
My powers grow.
More tool to find out.
First blood.
Already Mind Control has his. The mobility is there. They're going to commit on Kuro.
Revenge on
It's
pizza.
something. Gotta fly, but they don't
Tapi
get the
kabur.
big one. Profits out of
Don't
there.
think ill of me.
And I guess the silver lining is that all of
Here
these
I
ultimates
come.
are fairly low on cooldown, that you can't keep making those small ganks. I mean, the 1 CM kill doesn't mean anything, but if you capture a couple times.
The Dark Cloud, though, is Liquid are taking Roche. So,
I mean, they
I'll
were going
take
to take
that.
Roche regardless of what LFY is going to do, right? So, small something for LFY.
On my round.
snag the Aegis, Matumba the cheese. Liquid closing in on that round 2 seed that showed GH out in front.
Very fine.
Venture.
What can Alpha do? I really like this kind of line of ward they have placed around their map. It just shows you that if somebody steps out of position a little bit, they have an option to pick them off. The heroes are fairly mobile in terms of the puff and whatnot. But
GH gonna rumble forward again.
By my
balls.
Even if they are, it's tough to have the true sight everywhere. GH lying in wait from the trees. The sentry comes down. He blinks out. Close call there, but now trapped on a cliff and in trouble is Afu. He gets pushed down to the low ground, but the pursuit coming out. Look for the dive. They get the vision.
All's well.
They don't get the kill, but more importantly, they dodge that LFY.
My damage redoubled.
Even stepping outside the base is courageous from LFY. The way this game has turned. Now an assault press complete on the out. Prepare for the onslaught.
It's siege time, right? If you're Liquid.
I think so. Top lane's pushed in. Mid lane about to arrive at the base. They're going to push on bottom, so they maximize the distance. LFY has to travel to deal with the lane of Rex that's already caved in, while also fighting this fresh siege. Here comes Miracle onto the high ground. Strong up in front. They try to slow him down. His own illusion being turned against him here, doing something for now, but he just fights through it. Unaffected, at least for the time being. You can see Prophet also thinking about a creeping in maneuver. Miracle's still at full HP. This tower's dropping. They're going to rupture him. Blood right as well. Push back to safety. He can heal it off. Glimmer Cave even coming through.
By my balls.
Miracle playing patient here. The Prophet ult ensures that the lanes will not push out. LFY, if they want, they can just
with vim and vigor.
Wait out this metamorphosis, Lumi, and then LFY will have even less tools to deal with the siege.
Go do it again here. We got the ultimate back on the Alchemist coming over. Ready to go.
See, the Prophet is rotated top. They're just going to play it slow, steady.
Mekanya tuh yang mati nanti.
Very fine.
And as LFY rotate, now they start to come back in, pulling LFY apart at the seams. It's the Liquid wave for sure. Illusion again being created. Pushing him back for a moment, but he gets a few swipes in. That tower continues to drop. Frost armor. And one step closer. One step closer. Liquid looking for the giant leap. They bring Miracle down to half. The Glimmer comes out. He's got to back away. The Glimmer Cape protects him. Still has Aegis. No rupture. Yeah, still Aegis. It's not working. He could have buyback for all they know. So in theory, they might have to kill him more than just the 2 times. He's in flame, tries to stall things out. Looking for the jump away. He does blink out. Facing the right direction. Trans to swarm back towards top. They've gotten the tower down. They close in on the second lane, and at some point, they're going to want to fight. Meanwhile, mid, look for the jump from the Shaker Fissure. He looks for the blink up, but the Prophet bounces through. He won't be able to retreat easily, but they're content with this. They don't even want to dive. The threat of the Echo is a bigger problem as LFY losing their range. Frost armor, not enough illusions coming in. There's no more Metamorph. How do LFY hold? They're down 34,000 gold. There's an Alchemist terrorizing them. The Tumba Man diving in. Chain stun city. The chain stun is there. Backing away. Won't get off the ultimate. Thunder not available. Base is crumbling. Liquid armor. Trying to pull it out. They force the Poseidon. Moving has to say when they walk out of that booth after game 1. But Tumba Man was smiling.
Very fine.
He was smiling. They didn't seem phased even in defeat. And they show it here that this is a resilient team.
For sure. I mean, they have their fair share of 100-minute games. They also have fair shares of 20-minute games. This team could do it all. And I think this game was due to the very, very smart drafting of Curl and the very smart laning of Team Liquid. I almost felt like this game ended at 10 minutes in.
I would agree, and I'm not sure what the response could have been from LFY. They did leave that Lich top and slow down the Nature's Prophet early. Maybe he could have been sent elsewhere. They tried to make some rotations without Afu, but Liquid were ready every step of the way. So now we have a game 3 on the horizon. Newbie sitting back as the final boss, awaiting the victor. Feels like it could be either team's game, and so much of it going to come down to the draft here. The execution has been...
Dire structures are fortified.
Yeah, that's for sure. I felt like even though Alpha lost here, they still play extremely well. But to break it down further, let's send it back to A9 and the boys.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm up here with the boys, and what a shift in tone that match was. I mean, Peter, was saying this actually looks like a Team Liquid draft in this game.
Yeah, it was intolerable to play. right? LFY was just like, what do we do? There's Treants everywhere. There's Venomancer wards. We got to worry about this Alchemist who's, you know, farming at 30k net worth.
Here
like,
I come!
That's how Liquid plays. They put pressure on you.
You know, we were just like talking before the game that they can't protect Alc mid.
Oh, what?
They just put him safe lane.
Yeah.
Bull.
Hard in Liquid's favor, almost from the beginning.
Don't really prefer Super on the Bloodseeker too. Usually they give him a lane that's like always
Very
a watch,
fine.
like DK lane, Medusa lane. You know, you can't really lose that lane that hard. That lane he got crushed. It reminded me of TI5 where Shiki played
With
Bloodseeker.
Demon Vigor.
It's like good Scott constantly dominate. This time there was GH involved, but he was used.
Come down to the cool thing about the draft and maybe the things to look at was, again, like you guys were talking about, the Bloodseeker has been a feature of a lot of different games and kind of seeing how things develop. But the cool thing is that he doesn't lane very well against heroes
Your
that output a
middle
huge amount of
tower
damage.
is
That's
under
because whenever he uses
attack.
Blood Rage, he takes extra damage as well. And the other cool thing was the Terrorblade in response to the Nature's Prophet, because that hero has the highest base armor in the game and can resist the lane very well. But when you actually match up the Venomancer against the Bloodseeker, he's just constantly getting dominated. That is the start of the lane, and he's already lost a third of his health. And it's difficult for him to get it back. And they're able to kill Nature's Prophet, but as soon as Venomancer just throws out Venomous Gales, every single time Bloodseeker is going to have an awful time. So consistently just getting pressured in the early game. And just general good rotations from all the supports. And once Venomancer hits the mid game as well, this is the part where he also matches up very well against the Terrorblade. It's another hero that doesn't deal extremely well with extremely high damage outputs, which is exactly what Venomancer does. It forces Terrorblade to have to sunder his allies, because all they have to do is Gale and Venomous, whatever his ulti's called, Poison Nova, and he is going to go down. And then they just go in for the cleanup every time. And almost every time Monet was able to get a kill before dying, but that's not good enough when you're getting 3 heroes killed, and in the whole portion of the game, Bloodseeker just can't farm. So this just kept happening continuously, and he's the one that's actually supposed to deal with the other problem in the game, which is Miracle on the Alchemist. And you might have been wondering, like, what is he doing all game? The answer is pretty much whatever the hell he wanted to, just messing around.
Yeah, I mean, with that, Miracle winds up being the MVP of the match. I mean, his net worth was double everyone else's. Honestly, the net worth graph was kind of like the prize pool graph for this tournament. It's a little bit top heavy. That's something like 15k net worth. The second was 6.
It's just what Alchemist do. And they get super far ahead. And that game was particularly great for Miracle because he didn't, you know, like Purge was saying, he could really do whatever he wanted and go wherever he wanted and farm neutral creeps forever. His team was winning fights 4v5. Venomancer and Nature's Prophet, so much damage happening.
It was just a perfect draft for Liquid, I think, with his Venomancer and Prophet. It's like they were winning fights without the Alchemist, and that's exactly how you want to play the Alchemist. So
totally ignoring Bottle in that draft.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, maybe it's just not for us in this series.
I like it.
I think it's definitely smart. It's good adaptation. I think that there'll probably be another ban. Maybe they'll ban the Shaker this time. Give up Necrophos or give up Wisp even. Did they try that?
I think they ban out the Shaker. Hopefully take it deals with Nature's Prophet and infuses with Necrophos.
The combination of Furion and Shaker together, I think is just too much. I look at, like, if you give up Furion, which I think is one of the best heroes right now in Dota, better Shaker to help deal with all the summons and just get rid of everything in teamfights. But then if somebody picks those two together, you're not only getting a great hero or Shaker, but they're deny picking your counter to all these summons.
So if we extend that logic to this upcoming
Your top
draft,
tower is under
Liquid,
attack.
again, is still looking strong in the drafting phase. How does LFY adjust to respond?
It comes down to first pick and second pick as well, and we don't really know which team they choose what, but I mean, they have 2 options now, right? They can either try to go for the same kind of draft, but just like switch a small thing, and we could see that the newbie versus LFY game, they go like newbie picks the same 2 heroes every 3 games because they are the best for them against that team. And I think LFY can kind of do the same here and like not mix it, like mix it up a bit too much, like with the Wisp or something.
Waiting on the Lich pick might be a good idea.
Anjing dijual, final
Did
anjing.
really well in maybe game 3, just kind of lower your priority on it. And you know, if they pick Furion and all these Venomancer rewards, and they actually just fight you at a distance, maybe it doesn't.
Gak punya teman, gak punya
Still
teman.
looking incredibly strong on Puck. I mean, he wasn't able to get the same level of farm that game, wasn't able to have the same type of impact. Do you think that Puck is still a high priority pick for LFY?
Certainly, I think this game was a bad representation of
We can
how good
open it.
Puck is,
Take
how
it.
good Inflame is as a hero. They lost like all their lanes, and they had an Alchemist farming. Things just weren't going their way at all, so it's hard to take too much from player performance in that game. I think it was more a drafting strategy victory for a team like
Sambar geledek.
Yeah, I mean, even at the start of the game, Afu looked really good, bombing in,
The enemy's
nice
top
picks.
tower has
Afu is all over
fallen.
the place on Tusk. He was getting a
Your
bunch of kills, but
bottom tower
unfortunately,
is under
Tusk is not a
attack.
hero that can win you the game.
And in the Pub All-Star match, man, a Tusk gets a Shadow Blade, it's over.
Yeah, we're it's a little bit different of a beast here in the lower bracket final.
But it's true, on the final day. Now, I'm curious about, I want to talk more about some
Your
of the
middle
key
tower
picks
is
that
under
LFY
attack.
should look for to respond to this Earthshaker Fury and threat that we're seeing.
On my round.
It's tough. You need a lot of clear, but you also Earthshaker is just such a good anti-core. It's hard to like say there's one specific hero that can help solve those problems. It's you want to have the vision so that way you can keep track
Your
of
middle
Earthshaker.
tower is under attack.
Maybe I like Sven.
The
maybe
enemy's
some
bottom
BKB hero
tower
that can
has
deal
fallen.
with Furion in lane.
Your
and then
middle
transition
tower is
into
under attack.
being effective mid to late.
Maybe even taking Furion first yourself. I think it's much more versatile than the Puck struggled a lot. They drafted very well against the Bloodseeker too. Like none of these heroes were really vulnerable. Didn't care that much. And maybe Prophet did very well in the lane. Venom destroyed Bloodseeker all games.
Prophet is also quite hard to counter because he can actually like TP to lanes and he has fine farms there as well. Just like gank other lanes, but it's more that they need a catch here as well to be able to shut him down like when they actually find him.
I would like to see either LFY take Furion or Earthshaker for themselves. I don't want to see them get looked at that combo again.
Do we know who has first or second pick?
We'll find out a little bit.
Yes,
Game number 3.
Yeah, this is, of course, the deciding match. Whoever wins this advances to the grand final. Whoever loses will be eliminated in third. Doesn't hurt too much to be eliminated in third. You will get $2.5 million. There's nothing wrong with third place.
I can tell you from experience, third place doesn't feel that good.
And I can tell you
So sick. Now with this match coming up, I know the hype in the crowd is real, and Slacks is out there trying to give us all the deets. What's going down, Slacks?
Your middle tower is under attack.
We're here in the VIP section, very fancy stuff, and this place is packed. How are you feeling about this last game? Are you ready? Let's go, Liquid! You got it, the non-liquid. Non-liquid? Yes, any team but liquid. Say something nice. No! I'm talking about them!
No, LFY have really
never get out of that.
Dire structures
I have a great deal of respect for them. So I feel like this next game is going to be really tight. So even if my heart is liquid, I feel that the game is going to be insane.
That's what we're talking about. We're here for the donuts, is that right, people? Woo! And before I let you go, I did find a very special guest. A man chilling out. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who got second place last year, Mr. Musuh! Hey guys. Those are moves, not moves. You know that, right? All right, any advice to give to those teams going out there today in your position that you were in last year?
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Very fine.
All right, well, fantastic. I'm sure we're going to see them play to win. And we're all ready for that game 3. The crowd is hyped, and we're going to send it back to you guys on panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Slacks. Thank you, Moo. Yes, audience. Moo, moo, moo.
That was also like first. Moo? No.
Yeah, no, I actually was like,
Anjing gue, lu PA.
they can't stand that he showed back up to. Oh, no, that's his name. His name's Moo. Okay, everything's fine. It's going to be all right. Now, going into this match, you know, Moo said it's kind of casual. You got to play to win in these sorts of situations. Volvo even expanded upon that. Too many teams play to not lose. They wind up being in a position where they're trying to play safe. They're trying to not take those risky plays, and it's so important, especially for the cores, to get in there. To run at you, man, like he was saying, man. These teams that just will keep running at you, keep getting these pickoffs, keep getting these kills.
I think both teams are going to be very confident to go into this game and play, because both of them have had a super well tournament. Liquid is coming from the lower bracket and had like such a good run there, and LFY 13-0 in the group stage, and then came to the Upper finals. And
even though we were joking about third place not being a desired result, all the teams here can be disappointed in themselves. People come to TI, and I think a lot of people's expectation is, oh yes, I want to win, but top 3 is like really where you want to be, and that's where you really feel good about yourself. They've all done that. I don't think anybody at this point is playing to lose. I'm pretty sure they're all just like giving it their best.
It's going to be an unbelievably exciting finish to this series as we go into Game 3. LFY came from winners. Team Liquid has won series after series after series in lowers, and one more win would put them in the grand finals. Who will it be? Let's go to Game 3.
Here I come!
LFY versus Team Liquid.
Fine.
Game 3.
I'll take that.
Talked about the importance of the draft at this tournament. Earthshaker, such a high pick. There it is, popping out right away.
By my
side of LFY.
Yes, variation. We're mixing it up. We're adapting. Game 3. What have you learned?
Yes.
It probably went.
This is the standard opener. If you have first pick versus Team Liquid, you ban Wisp, you ban Coddle, you take Shaker. If you can play it, every team at this level definitely should be.
What do they go for now? I've seen a lot of teams in response to Shaker. They go for Batrider, Night Stalker, straight to Furion. Wow, Rubik. Ooh. A little bit different. There's the Batrider. People seem to like this hero quite a lot against Furion.
Very fine.
The lane matchup is somewhat even, maybe a little bit unfavored. But in the mid to late game, Batrider is one of the best heroes for not only finding Furion, but killing him.
I think they first faced me in Alchemist. Was that Alchemist?
No, it was Coddle and Wisp.
Yeah. Oh, and then it was NS and AA, I think?
NS and AA, okay.
Yeah, hard than seeing Ancient Apparition banned by Team Liquid very frequently. They like strategies that involve a lot of healing. Ancient Apparition's ultimate denies healing, so they ban it right away.
Liquid has been abusing the cheesier side of Dota, I guess you could say, right? Like the Alchemists and the Huskars, the Brood Mothers. Just like a really annoying style of play, but that's how you win tournaments. You play what's best.
And all that time, it's like actually very hard to win with these heroes.
Your
like
bottom
more than
tower
once,
is under attack.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
I do, but at the same time, as I was talking about before, I think the game where they played like yesterday when they had last
Your bottom tower is under attack.
They're certainly playing very well. But it's still it's just very like different from other teams here. It's not many teams that actually pick both Brood and Huskar. Definitely. But we saw like in that Huskar game against LGD, right? LGD looked like they were clueless. It looked like they were not a good team. But they are a good team.
Yeah, and it's a hero that like you have to play against it a lot of the times to actually know how to counter it.
On my round.
Well, Rubik pick up for Team Liquid.
Gangguin aja lo permainan gue, ngehack.
Seems like just safe picks for Team Liquid, denying the combination of Earthshaker.
Mati kayak kita.
The Rubik is most likely like just keeping quite open because they only see the like Shaker and they don't really want to commit to anything.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to steal Fissure. That's an incredibly good spell to steal on Rubik. Also, instantaneous lift disable for Batrider. Blinks in and lasso somebody. That can be pretty effective as well.
I wonder why they banned Troll. I don't think Troll is particularly good versus Nature's Prophet in lane or even in the mid game.
That's quite high armor at least for the Treants.
We saw Herb get big.
Not very many good spells to steal for Rubik. Not that that would require a ban. Yeah, no, for sure.
Almost half of their reserve time for this critical pick.
There's a Necrophos as well.
Wow,
they're going for it.
Now, Spirit Breaker has not been too often, but Spirit Breaker with the highest impact heroes.
So you think Kuroki will play Spirit Breaker?
Yeah,
in GH Rubik? Or
with V-Man
is this the GH Spirit Breaker?
I mean, Kuroki has been playing the Spirit Breaker a lot of the times before, but I was thinking that he was going to play the Rubik just because
that's his hero.
What? Yeah.
He is the Rubik. But random back.
At the same time, if GH is playing the Rubik, it's not really the GH kind of hero that we've been seeing him playing before.
It's a little bit different. Yeah, it's still a hero that can make big plays. Strike plays a phenomenal Rubik as well.
That's like the research pick that we saw him play the other day. That was really not his type of playstyle. Or it might have just been that game.
Curious because Rubik, you were mentioning this is a pick that doesn't really reveal anything. Does Spirit Breaker reveal what these next two picks might be for Liquid, or at least a theme that Liquid's looking for?
It says a lot about your draft. It speaks more about what your possibilities are up against this hero. It's incredibly hard to split push. There's going to be constant fights that Spirit Breaker is going to do. What Spirit Breaker does on the map, he just walks around, finds a hero, and charges that hero. And the rest of his team kind of follows up on that. So LFY needs to be ready for these charges and ready to take on massive team fights at all stages of like the early game.
We don't like heroes like, let's say, Lich. Lich, I think, is really terrible for Nature Prophet Spirit Breaker.
Yes.
Really stop the charge.
Yes.
You might win the lane, but you're
Witch Doctor's great. Witch Doctor has the cask that the game also a nice Spirit Breaker. It's really difficult for Spirit Breaker to charge an ulti combo up against a Witch Doctor because he's going to be getting hit by that cask at least once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times if he's unlucky.
The Witch Doctor is also one of Let's not forget that Liquid has the last pick in this draft. You need to be on the lookout for Miracle playing an incredibly high impact hero, which is on its way. Could be that Alchemist again.
Yeah, this is a reasonable setup for the Alchemist, obviously. Rubik, Spirit Breaker, great disruptor. Prophet. Venomancer very strong in lane anyways.
Do you think they would play Warframe without Lich on Liquid for Miracle again?
I think it's pretty good versus lineup. I think AM's also a very realistic possibility.
Yeah, I think it's more of that. I don't think that they will pick him, to be honest. And they will probably ban Alchemist on LFY because they picked it with
Irony is rich.
Is there
they're taking Morphus then.
I love it. What kind of do you leave Alchemist?
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Before
certainly.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, definitely.
So Team Liquid needs a carry that can get huge.
What? Yeah.
A strategy used in most games. Farming your carry. You have any other than that Rubik lift? Nothing super defensive to save whoever allows the target. Weaver, but that doesn't seem like a Miracle hero. They're still
Evoker, I suppose, but not really the right click that you need.
Melees really aren't that great versus Morphling.
Accuracy.
Dire structures are fortified.
Miracle hasn't won that much on both of them. It's actually been one of his weaker heroes. But definitely an option.
Enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
That's a common advantage. Missing
On my round.
Doesn't that seem like there would not quite be enough farm for both?
That reposition. This is drafts are going to get crazy, especially in the grand finals of the best of 5. There's going to be a lot of mind games going on. Embrace the mind games. How creative can we get?
LFY's final pick, Death Prophet. Strong at pushing.
Yeah, a little bit of early game, some nice AoE wave clear for the Treants. He's Death Prophet's actually struggled against Venomancer because he's, fucking Matt was talking about it. Death Prophet is a very movement speed dependent hero, and Venomancer will be
your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, certainly that. Yeah, also being able to run around.
At the same time, DP is good in the sense that she can actually get health from her Siphon Spirit.
Yeah.
So when Venomancer is using all of his spells, you can just drop 4 of them.
It's tough. It's tough to gank Death Prophet as Spirit Breaker because you're always just gonna get siphoned out.
Blaze of 3.
I'll take that.
They still go with the Alchemist? What do you think?
Ini mau bikin apa sih?
Yes. Yeah. What else do they have?
I'm trying to think.
No.
Looks like Team Liquid also struggling with the final pick.
Just go for it. Game 3, lower bracket finals, TI7. Stick your gun.
It's gonna put pressure on.
Feeling good, man.
Like the pressure from this last game that they're gonna have to shut him down.
One thing you don't want to do is put Miracle on a hero that
Take that.
Terrorblade, alright.
Very fine.
We'll see. It's a little bit different. Miracle certainly plays incredibly well, but it's not the traditional.
Style lineup. This might be LFY's ticket to the grand finals. It is now time for your final lower bracket match. Take it away, casters.
The enemy's
Game
top
one
tower
was
has
crisp,
fallen.
confident, and virtually flawless from LFY. Forget about that. Game 2, a complete stop by Liquid. Forget about that as well. All that matters, Lumi, is this game. Right now, two top teams in the group. So whoever takes this goes on to the grand finals. Newbie waiting in that best of 5 finals.
As we get deeper and deeper into a best of 3 series, and we're on the best of 5 series, the drafts start to get a little bit more and more wonky. I think this was one of those drafts, you know, we haven't had our talking about GH on the big hero that kind of will just sit in the lane and not affect the map too much. But instead it's going to be Kuroki charging around. The last time you've seen a captain do that was Puppy.
And he dominated. I think there were 7 or 8 successful charge takes in a row. Can Kuro match what Puppy achieved? We'll see. This time around, there's the Fissure, Pass, Orphan's a tough gank, Batrider, potentially a kill. I don't think it's quite as good of a Spirit Breaker game as that one was for Puppy, but that said, they do have the Prophet +1 factor, and that's always something you have.
For the treasure!
Yeah, I think I need to watch the matchup. Is it going to be Venomancer versus Prophet?
Speaking of the mid, Miracle, perhaps he's heading mid here. This plays a Terrorblade as that early full breacher. Fix these lanes up.
The seeds of
coming out from Alpha. Look at the 2 river wards. This is actually pretty rare to see, and they just want to make sure that every time that there are charges to the mid, they will be fully aware of it.
Mind control already. Trying to get his bully game on.
Yes.
So Liquid go with the offensive try set up initially. You can see some deep zoning.
Yes.
Every little poke count.
There are a lot of taunts on Prophet. I think he has more taunts than any other heroes, and I think that one by far is the best taunt.
Raining in the gold. Well, he might not have drafted the Alchemist, but Prophet can certainly farm balls. So how will they settle down here with the lanes? At least for now, the Spirit Breaker going to handle the block. It does look like the Terrorblade mid. Do you think LFY expected this laning setup? And how will Terrorblade fail? Or fair, I should say. Poor choice of words. Versus this.
Well, if GH goes for the courier snipe, which he's not going to get because Afu is the secondary courier to bridge it through.
Charge comes in, early harass here.
Lift him up, toss it back.
They are going to look for more. They lift it. They and they finish up 2 more. One more, they get him! Liquid with the early first blood.
We asked how he is going to fare. If he gets the first blood, he is going to do just fine. He might have a little bit of trouble as Metamorphosis is down for 2 minutes, but that's how you base on the fact that he is going to get a lot of rotation support from the Spirit Breaker. I think Miracle's going to be just fine.
Top down, setting up for Monet. Does Curl really want to dive this tower? He crossed the tree line and backs away. So our other lane, this bottom setup is going to be a Venomancer taking on a Batrider 1v1. Now we have seen Batriders get solo kills in that matchup. Generally Veno a 1v1 specialist. Generally Veno a 1v1 specialist. So we'll see how it works out in Flame.
This is actually one of the
Your
worst
bottom
matchups
tower is under attack.
like what we're watching right now.
Also looking to dive the top
bottom
lane
tower
simultaneously.
is
5
falling.
stacks. Matumba burning alive for now, burning but not going to fall. And now diving forward. DDC is probably the easier kill, but it's Monet they won. It might be Monet they get. Kuro's still there, cutting him off at the pass. Body blocking it. Monet slowly being worked out. This Morphling. We're the masters of Liquid, say Team Liquid, as they conquer him. And now turn back to
Your
the
bottom
tower.
tower is under
They're
attack.
already bringing this tower down. And GH is diving deeper. The lady setup is caught LFY off guard. Can they at least get a counter kill? GH with the lift back, run away. Witch Doctor is pretty high base damage. This tower is gonna fall. Sub 3 minutes at this rate. Defense from LFY. They're getting pushed in so rapidly.
Morphly is notoriously one of the worst laning heroes because his stats are just not great. His range is very low. And even though Witchcraft is such a good support overall on the stage,
he's squishy.
Yeah,
he's a little immobile. And Liquid, first blood, second blood, tower down. Early against Super. At bottom, but he's not dying, at least for now. Wrong start in this decisive.
Courier gonna get sniped on the mid lane.
Mind Control gets it. This is the dream start for Liquid.
They gotta cut him off. They gotta force him to go here.
Through. He can just run the other way. Where's the follow-up? Nobody else coming in. Mind Control,
they see him now.
They're gonna slow him down a little bit. He starts dancing. He starts taunting. LFI are not having it though. The body block's coming out. Apu's gonna have another fissure soon. Well, Mind Control will be dancing back to the grave and back to the well. LFY do strike back. Great body block there from Apu.
LFY needs to punish Team Liquid for hitting so many heroes on the top lane. You lost the early tower, you lost a couple kills. You should be winning these lanes.
They're looking to go on bottom here, perhaps as well, but no mana on Flame.
Yeah, the fact that he committed for the Flame break, which is such a rare skill up at level 2, and he didn't get that kill.
Your middle tower
I think this is
is
the reason
under
why
attack.
he's actually not excelling.
Yes.
You know, one thing that was discussed even before the tournament started is that Liquid was apparently running hard carries in the mid lane pretty often. With that extra creep, you can really get ahead if you have a good start. We do see Miracle already at 27 CS. Obviously got help early.
Very
this
fine.
TB, a far cry from last game. He's starting to get out of control.
I mean, you made a point that earlier that we see more than Miracle has. The extra mid creep is one of the factors there.
Yeah, it really opens up options for blue lanes. You know, we've seen the IO picks come out a lot. Not always mid, but obviously also can make hard carries more viable in that scenario.
For what?
They do get a deep ward down here, so where does Monet go? Morphling is level 2 at 4 minutes, and he's roaming. He's heading towards the mid lane. He wants to assist Kuroki. Gets the charge off. Well, Morphling will lend the assist, but the bash comes out. Kuro shrugs it off. Cass comes up bouncing. They try to slow him down. The NP's going to join the fray as well. It's a party in the jungle, and Super's getting pounded from behind. Lift him up, toss him down. They kill him off. Liquid get the death profit. Far more important than that support DDC. And they even committed forward to that fight. LFY taking these early skirmishes. This is where Spear Breaker is king. And now they're going to start to push this tower, bringing the Triads in.
Yes, indeed.
And this is such a dominant start from Liquid. Up 4,000 gold in 5 minutes. How can LFY respond? They got run over, trucked in game 2. Look, Sentry is opening up the same way.
Look at the difference when it comes to, well, hold that thought
With
here.
Vim and Vigor.
Ready to use that fissure to block somebody off. They do. He's not level 6 yet. They want to commit for Miracle.
Good Sprout by Mind Control. Keeps Super at bay. Tries to back, but now in Flame rotation. Numbers are committed from LFY. Can they get Miracle?
Your top tower is under attack.
Fisher says no.
Radiant
LFY,
structures
God, they
are
needed that
fortified.
bad.
By doing so, they also defend their
tower.
tower.
They're going to set up here on Monet. There is a Spirit Breaker. Quite kill, but man, look how much that profit hurts already.
Dire structures
Morphling
are
is able to trade
fortified.
fairly effectively. So underfarmed.
Your top tower has
500
fallen.
HP, so
Every hit.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Burrow threatening to go in. He will get skipped out here by his Flame.
Your top tower
Gets
is
to
under
work, so
attack.
heavy roaming, and
Prophet might be in a little bit of trouble.
Radiant
They actually get the
structures
flame
are
break.
he's got that phase boots. It's a very tough kill. Even with
Your
the Flame
top
break pushback,
tower
can they
is
really
under
bring him down?
attack.
And pushes him away. Still
Your top tower
I don't
has
think
fallen.
that's coming from G8. Disengage. That is what Liquid choose to do. All the while, Matumba ramping up in the bottom lane, evacuated by the bat. Who's going to gets the down? Yeah.
This is a big problem.
It was the story of game 2.
Your top tower is under attack. The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Tower down.
Your top tower is under attack.
In the middle lane, though, Super looking to answer back. Exorcism. He does get off his ultimate. Still has the white side. The ghost coming in. He wins the man fight. And now, standing down, they look for more. Survive this and in the trees. Kuro drop down. Radiation. Well as an Earthshaker, but nonetheless, 2 towers for Liquid. They're looking for more. Gale comes through.
Lasso.
Wants to slow it down. The lasso.
Not available.
Not skilled yet. He's already gone for
Fissure.
other abilities. Now the Fissure coming out. They do get the Matumba Man kill. Alay very scrappy under this constant pressure. Staying in the game. Kills on cores are what they need, but Miracle comes in from the rear.
Oh my
Look
God.
at the damage.
Oh
with Counter. More. Liquid. They just keep on striking. Now the tier 1 mid has fallen.
And tier 2 is soon to follow. LD, look at the difference in terms of efficiency. Whenever you see Miracle use the Metamorphosis, he's getting kills, he's getting towers. Last game, when Monet was doing that, he was struggling to stay alive, and that all comes down to the lanes. You have a Morphling that is still struck. You had a Batrider who had the lane advantage matchup, but he's forced to help out his allies.
Compare those two characters. Yeah. Give a Morphling, no items whatsoever. He's level 5. It doesn't even feel like it. You got a Terrorblade Brawler on level 7 with Aquila. Tread's picked up almost, I mean, not quite tripling, but like 2.5 times his net worth. And they keep on pressuring. They've got the ward, they've got the vision, they're gonna charge. Kuro, heavy commitment, looking for the bash. Won't find it, forces him to TP, and that's fine for Kuro. He can back away. Mind control this lane. This is creating space for the Terrorblade. Meanwhile, GH, third most farm hero in the game at 3k net worth.
Yep, and Blink Dagger is going to be his item choice. The bottom 3 net worth is Monet. He definitely doesn't have any Monet right now, if you know what I mean. He can't jungle very well as a Morphling either, so I'm not exactly sure what he could be doing to recover.
Top shelf Lumi. This could be a very dead super.
Very fine.
As they move in, Sprout comes through. He's still getting the Spirit Sight down under, but they blast him down anyway. Keeps on working, and Liquid's commitment rewarded again. The punishment is everywhere. Now GH stealing a big nuke for this early in the game.
Yeah, they're going to just keep on pushing. No Metamorphosis for this one, but they got the trees, they got the wards. Let's go. Put more pressure.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Early aggressive tri-lane Lumi. Back in the old school days, take that early tower.
Bang!
3 heroes and then just keep on pushing. It's a different set of heroes. It's a new map. It's a bigger map, but it's still working out for Liquid. Kuro diving deep, forces 2 away. That leaves the bat on his own. Miracle lassoing up GH.
Your
Can he
middle
get the
tower
kill? GH
has
is
fallen.
flying away like Harry Potter.
Your middle barracks are under attack.
He's the boy who's
Your
very,
middle
very
barracks
dead.
has
Now the fight
fallen.
breaking out. Everyone dropping low. They need to finish it. He said it. That's
Your
more
middle
dead.
barracks has
Control's gotta
fallen.
get out.
Can he TP out?
TP away?
Your
Okay,
top
nothing
tower
to cancel.
is under
DDC out of mana.
Your top tower has fallen.
Careful. They were so there. They can only the back. They still have not respect Allay's ability to turn these
Very
fights.
fine.
2,300 gold
Has
swing.
fallen.
It is a big goal.
Your top barracks are under
Still 4
attack.
members of the team are ahead. Zones on 2 to 3 members of LFY. Meanwhile, the Batrider here does do a significant amount of damage with Firefly. Somehow, someway, LFY doesn't actually just pop at the beginning of the fight, and then they somehow live through this. Thanks to Super coming in from the backline, 4 HP, and just kills pretty much everybody. Mind control
And the base going for those high ground kills. Perhaps if he was there, it would have been different, but Chaos is where LFY thrive, at least in that particular case. They look for a smoke here. Man in position with his heavy of wards to try and keep him safe. He's up the hill as well. Good dream scenario for Venom, but still gets caught. Fisher coming through. Bounding to follow. Oh, that is a cooked snake for dinner. Matumba Man is done, and meanwhile, charge in the bottom lane. Monet's out of mana. Could potentially die for this, but he don't want to commit. Yeah, they could have that profit orchid, but again, already had fully straight form. So, I mean, still I look at LFY Lumi, and I have to ask, like, what is Morphling going to do this game? He's 3k net worth with a 5-6k of these liquid cores. Can he get back in the game?
He's going to do nothing for a long time. It's not up to Morphling. It's really up to his teammates. Rubik has the Dagger picked up right now. He's looking for Fissure steals while harassing a little bit here on Afu.
GH finds one. He's going to reel that Shaker in onto the high ground. Welcome to my cliff, but Afu. Just walk right back
and forth they go. Check out Afu's goal. He is so close to being Dagger, and I think that's where LFY is looking at. he is looking around to stop it and look around to assassinate the Venomancer. And that smoke gank that they did earlier on the Venom, very critical to actually propel the Shaker ahead.
Do you want to see Liquid keep on forcing the issue right now? They've got this big lead.
Your bottom shrine
but
is under
obviously
attack.
going high ground against the Shaker in a band is normally where they can thrive. Would you rather see Liquid slow down a little bit, just spend some time farming?
I think slowing down excellent map control is taking down a lot of these buildings. And also critically, you want your Spirit Breaker to get more levels. He's only level 5. You definitely want
your bottom shrine is under attack.
Getting a bigger mana pool and getting more levels is good too.
They might be trying to set up a play here around the shrine. Has
fallen.
Snagged early. Super has Exorcism.
They seem a ton of
and Liquid are sticking around for this. The wards have been laid down, but they're going to fight into these wards. Exorcism committed. Oh, and Flame getting charged out of the fight. Can they just bait Super and run away? Spooky, spooky ghost. Just get out of there, and you're right as Kuro does get roasted. Likely going down. They will get the lift. They look for the turn. The Gale coming through. TP out. Where's the counter to that? Is not.
Bottom though.
Now bottom. Looking for the Witch Doctor. The trade comes. As Liquid do answer back, a support for a support, but they're
very fine. Your bottom tower is under attack.
I think they stole 10% when you're behind, you want to go for one-for-one trades, but not if you give up Exorcism to the other side. That's just
alright, does the game plan change now? Now you've got an agent. Are you taking high ground?
I think Team Liquid, the only way they could really high ground is when they kill 2 to 3 heroes. The Aegis helps though. I mean, obviously, experience all night, so you can safely push.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And they don't really have a carry in the Morphling, so it's all about the Shaker. It's all about the Echo. DC reveals it. Apu with the fissure. He's still not detected as of yet. Cover of that smoke. In the charge coming towards Monet. They've got the Orca, which does wave down below ground. Got the straight orb off. Keeps on going, even with silence.
That's where it gets Nether Strike have a chance actually.
Really wanted to make something happen with this blink, but now a Radiant Ward scouts it. The pink came out instantly for Miracle. So there will be no ambush. There will be no surprise. There will be only Miracle charging in. Quickly chunking down DC. The charge. The job. Not even needed to get the vision. And now they steal the fissure as well. GH wants to die for this. Apu forced to LFY.
You're just going high ground. Never mind what I said. Okay, no,
not yet. But no rush either. 9,000 gold lead. All outer towers standing, and they keep on charging for more. Looking for Monet. They will not. And you can see it in the network. He's in 7th place.
If that's the kind of fight they want, then I will get
There's a lot of ways that they can break that. Just charge across the map will break it, the Raptor Nature will break it.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Picked up now, but mind control FP. Still LFY, shades of last game, searching for those pickoffs, searching for opportunities. You just have to admire the vision game of Liquid. That network of wards, the minefield for LFY to even think about leaving the base. Not only do they have vision from north and south, but basically extend all the way across.
Not only do they have vision for jungle, they're actively farming for jungle as well. So LFY really have no room to make any kind of matchup. And now we see Bad Rider.
Here comes the jump. GH has that stolen fissure still, but the silence coming through. Won't have an answer. Fissure locks the base, but now he's looking for the respawn. He jumps in. Echo committed. Wants to bring down GH, but GH going for the TPL. They need more damage. He's down there. He gets away to safety. And now mind control will understand. He'll be punished. That's the bigger kill.
Your ancient is under attack.
That is like a 1,400 gold swing, that one kill.
Granted, at this point, though, LFY, even though they're getting these key kills, they're unable to turn them into objectives because they're so far behind. So I think Team Liquid still sitting very pretty in the current given situation, but that kill